Like, I have no inclination to where they're at right now. It's like a nightmare that I just can't wake up from. Like, I want her back so bad. I want those kids back so bad.
Police in Colorado have issued an alert for a pregnant mother and her 2 young daughters.
Welcome to Shocking True Crime. Thanks to all our viewers and subscribers for your support. Stay with us for daily updates on the most shocking true crime stories. Don't forget to subscribe.
Shanann Watts, his wife of nearly 6 years, had no idea that her husband's affections were no longer with her. What started as a small crack in their marriage would soon give way to a much larger rupture. While Shanann believed they were working through their issues, Chris had already found solace in the arms of someone else. A co-worker named Nicole Kessinger. For months, Chris's secret relationship flourished in the shadows, as he continued to play the role of the devoted husband and father. As he texted Nicole, lied to Shanann, and kept up the facade, his love for his family slowly faded. The affection he once had for Shanann, and the life they had built together, became overshadowed by his desire for something new, something exciting. Something that threatened everything. What could drive a man to risk it all? His marriage, his children, his reputation. It's a question that would be answered in the most shocking way. The affair that started as a hidden escape would become the catalyst for a tragedy that no one could have foreseen. Stay with us, as we uncover the secret that would forever alter the course of Chris Watts's life, and his family's future. Chris Watts had always been seen as the picture of a devoted husband and father, but by the summer of 2018, his life was anything but perfect. Behind closed doors, his marriage to Shanann was unraveling. The emotional distance between them had grown, and Chris found solace in the arms of someone else, Nicole Kessinger. They met at work, where Nicole, a co-worker of Chris's, quickly became more than just a colleague. What started as casual conversation soon turned into a secret affair, one that Chris would try desperately to keep hidden from his wife. As the days passed, Chris's behavior at home changed. He grew colder, more distant. Shanann noticed the shift, but Chris, ever the liar, continued to pretend that everything was fine. He no longer showed interest in their life together, in their children, or in Shanann herself. His focus had shifted entirely to Nicole. Their texts, once innocent, became filled with affection, longing, and promises of a life outside his marriage. Chris would message her at all hours, sending love notes and discussing plans for a future, plans that did not include Shanann. Their text messages paint a clear picture of the emotional divide. Nicole would send messages like, "I can't wait to see you," and Chris would reply with equal passion. They spoke of their hopes, their dreams, and the life they imagined together. Shanann, on the other hand, was left in the dark, believing that her husband was simply going through a rough patch. Chris's emotional detachment from Shanann grew more apparent by the day. He began to make excuses, avoiding family time, and spending long hours at work, knowing that Nicole was waiting for him. As the affair deepened, Chris's focus shifted further away from the family he had once vowed to protect. He no longer saw the future with Shanann, his vision now only included Nicole. As the weeks went by, Shanann's suspicions about her husband grew. She had always been a strong, independent woman, but something was different in Chris. He seemed more distant, less engaged with her, and less interested in their children. He would come home late from work and often seemed distracted, lost in thought. Shanann, who had always prided herself on being emotionally in tune with her family, could no longer ignore the growing sense of unease. Her once vibrant and loving husband was no longer the man she knew. She would ask him what was wrong, but he would shrug it off, saying it was nothing. Despite his reassurances, Shanann couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. She turned to her friends for support, opening up about her growing concerns. "He's not the same," she told them. "I don't know what's going on, but it feels like he's pulling away." Her friends tried to comfort her, assuring her that every couple goes through rough patches, but deep down, Shanann knew that this was different. The cracks in their marriage started to show during their arguments. They would fight more frequently, often over trivial things that never used to matter. Shanann's frustration grew as Chris became more withdrawn. She noticed that he was spending more time on his phone, texting or calling people she didn't know. When she asked about it, he would brush her off, telling her it was work-related. But his behavior was becoming harder to ignore. At one point, Shannon confronted him directly. She asked if there was someone else. Chris denied it, assuring her that there was nothing to worry about. But the damage had already been done. Shannon's gut told her that there was something he was hiding. What she didn't know was that the woman Chris was hiding wasn't just another work colleague, it was a full-blown affair. Shannon's concerns only deepened as Chris continued to push her away, and the tension in their home grew. What started as a slight shift in behavior had now turned into a full emotional withdrawal. Shannon was caught in a web of doubt and confusion, trying to hold on to the man she thought she knew, while slowly realizing that her marriage was falling apart. The tension in the Watts household reached a breaking point. Shannon's concerns about Chris's behavior had grown from quiet suspicions to full-blown anxiety. The emotional distance between them had become undeniable. She was no longer able to ignore the late nights, the secretive phone calls, and the increasing coldness in his demeanor. It was clear that something was terribly wrong, but every time she confronted him, Chris denied everything. "There's no one else," he'd say, his voice calm but distant, "everything is fine." But Shannon knew better. She had tried to salvage their relationship, desperate to reconnect with the man she had once married. She had planned a family trip, hoping it would bring them closer, but Chris's indifference only grew stronger. He seemed more focused on avoiding her than on making any effort to repair their marriage. Their arguments became more frequent, often escalating into heated exchanges that left Shannon emotionally exhausted. Chris, on the other hand, seemed to be retreating further into himself, hiding behind a wall of silence and lies. The turning point came one night when Shannon found herself standing in front of him, her voice trembling with frustration and hurt. "Tell me the truth, Chris," she pleaded. "Is there someone else?" Chris, always quick to deny, promised once again that there was nothing to worry about. But Shannon could see the hesitation in his eyes. The words felt hollow. In that moment, Shannon realized that the man she loved had already chosen his path, he had already made his decision. Meanwhile, Chris was already planning his escape. In the dark of night, while his family slept, he packed his bags. His phone buzzed with incoming messages, texts from Nicole Kessinger. They were the messages that revealed the truth behind his emotional withdrawal, the secret life he was now prioritizing over everything he had built with Shannon. His affair with Nicole had taken over, and with each new text, the distance between Chris and his family grew wider. Will Chris Watts choose his family, or will he choose his secret life? The answer would soon come, and it would shatter everything.
Welcome to Shocking True Crime. Thanks to all our viewers and subscribers for your support. Stay with us for daily updates on the most shocking true crime stories. Don't forget to subscribe.